And on the first of this week's back-to-back Tech Talk, Stag Philippines is a forerunner in application development in the country. It was responsible in developing one of the world's largest end-to-end procurement and logistics portals, e2door.com. With us now to tell us more about the company is Stag Philippines Chief Executive, Chris Stolk. Chris, thanks for joining us on the show.
Thank you, Yvette.
Okay, tell us a little about, give us an overview of the company and what exactly you do.
Stag is an IT company focused primarily in the architecture, design and development of custom-built applications focused on the Microsoft platform.
Okay, so you don't only design websites?
No, actually our core competency, the company started developing client-server applications, and we moved into the e-business framework. We are not a .com company. We develop applications that help .com companies become successful, as well as helping traditional companies get into the internet age.
Do you feel that there is a growing need for this type of service in the Philippines, at least? There are a lot of .com companies out there, but are they being serviced enough?
It's definitely needed in this country, and it's not just, as I said, it's not just for .coms. There are almost every business that utilizes technology can utilize the internet. It's a very compelling means for delivering and disseminating information.
So you provide solutions as well for corporations?
Yes, we do.
Okay, what kind of corporations do you service? Do you do banking solutions? Or
we generally stay away from the banking sector just because there are companies out there, and that is their primary expertise.
Okay.
We are operating in a bunch of different markets. For instance, we're now in the implementation phase of an inventory management system for one of the larger steel manufacturing companies here in the Philippines.
Okay.
Of course, the most high-profile clients we have are the .coms, being e2door, 22band.com.
Okay. Let's talk a little about those two websites. Tell us a little about how you came up with them. e2door, I know, is a shopping online type of website.
e2door is, it's actually, they are the largest online logistics and procurement portal in the world. They came to us last year, told us what they wanted to do, and we gave them a proposal that we put together using the Microsoft platform that enabled them to do exactly what they wanted. They offer a crucial value proposition. It's currently the only community in cyberspace that provides consumers a way to consolidate, simplify, and manage online purchases from multi-sites. So you can buy from one site or from 10 sites. It goes into your shopping cart, you pay for it once, full transparency, you know what the cost is, and then they will put it all together and deliver it straight to your door.
What type of, when designing a website, what type of factors do you think are most important to your client? Is it ease of use, or is it the actual look of the website?
It's a little bit of both. From the client's perspective, it's ease of use. From the consumer's perspective, so the end user perspective, it's both. They want it to look good because they want to have an aesthetically pleasing website when they're surfing, but they also want it to be easy to use.
Okay. Well, if a client, tell us a little, basically or briefly, on how you go about actually deciding how to design a website. If a client goes to you, and what do you ask him? What kind of needs?
We will sit with the clients. The architecture and design stage is very, very important because we need to have an understanding of not just what they want, but what are the underlying needs of the business. How is this going to impact their bottom line? Okay. From there, then we will work on building the application framework. Once we have the framework, then we'll focus on the aesthetics. What does it need to look like? Okay.
Is this business a profitable business?
Yes, it is a profitable business.
Okay, tell us a little about how you performed over the past couple of years. You were set up in 1998.
Yeah, we started the company in 1998. We started as a partnership. After about a year, we incorporated. We opened our first office in the U.S., which is a satellite office in Boston. We're very proud of what we've done. We started out in 1998 with 3 people. We're now about 30 people, and we've grown continuously at over 200% year to year.
Okay, year to year, that's a pretty big jump for just 3 years in business.
Yeah, and we actually plan on maintaining that growth rate for at least the next couple of years. We are currently planning the end of this quarter we'll be opening our first office in New York, which will be heavy on the marketing side. expanding our presence in the U.S. markets.
But you are a wholly owned Filipino company.
Yes.
Okay. But your main clients would be in the Philippines. But do you plan to service clients abroad?
Yeah, our long-term business model is to become an outsourcing provider. We currently work with a large multinational company here. We're their application development provider for their shared services.
Okay.
We plan on replicating that with other companies from the U.S. Eventually, we would like to also expand into Europe.
Okay. Tell us a little about the solution side to your business, the application side to your business. You told me earlier that you are currently in the process of creating an inventory solutions application for a company here in the Philippines.
Yes.
Okay. In terms of this type of work that you're doing, would you say that this type of work is a lot more profitable maybe than the website designing?
They're both. They both have their pros and cons. No.
Is it harder to do a solutions?
Yeah. Well, on the design side, it's the application framework is much more difficult on the client server. Especially this is an inventory management system that it actually connects 5 different companies that are all under one parent company.
Okay.
So it's a very complex system. Whereas the systems for the internet or the e-business tend to be a little bit simpler, but not always.
Okay.
For instance, going back to the .com side, 22band has recently launched.
Okay. Tell us about that website.
They're the official website for Tutuban Center.
Okay.
They're poised to be one of the most diverse and largest bargain-based e-commerce sites in the country. But the site is from a user's perspective, it looks relatively simple. But on the back end, it's a very complex system because it needed to take in the processes, take into account the processes of Tutuban Center. And we really tried to replicate the shopping environment of Tutuban onto the website. I don't want to get into the features because they're actually, I don't want to preempt Tutuban.
Okay, so it hasn't been launched yet?
It has been launched, okay. The first phase. We're in the final phases of getting ready to launch many new services.
Okay,
and
right.
I don't want to preempt them because
okay.
they're very excited about it as well as us.
Okay, so that's yet to be launched. Are you working on any other websites that are coming up?
We are doing, we're really focusing right now on building up some of our internal services.
Okay.
In line with our launching our U.S. office, we're building a strategic communication and delivery center, which on our website will allow our partners in the U.S. to be able to view and manage their projects remotely, get updates in real time, and actually be able to test their applications that we're developing from where they are. Currently,
if someone goes to your website, what will they be able to see?
Our current website is in the process of being revamped, okay. But the website that is available to the public now is pretty much a static site that just talks about the company.
Okay. In terms of your services now, do you plan to diversify into other areas?
We are building up our service department to help manage so that we can assist our clients in managing their systems, whether they be internet or client server. Other than that, we're aligning ourselves with other companies who offer complementary services, such as data centers. We have a couple of alliances with graphic design firms. We really want to focus on our core competency, which is the architecture and development of the applications themselves.
Okay. In recent, in the past year, we've seen that this industry has been growing like anything. And are you at all concerned about the competition? Or what value added do you give to a client?
Of course we're concerned about competition. We have to be cognizant of it. But at the same time, we don't let our competitors rule what we do. Okay. We try not to be reactive. We try to focus on what we're good at, and we try to just give our clients the best service that we possibly can.
Okay. What would you say, though, is personalized service, do you think, one of your unique factors?
Definitely. I think one of the main factors of Stag is that the applications that we develop are very robust and scalable.
Okay.
Tutuban is a good example of that. Their site is built so that no matter how big they get, they're always going to be able to handle the traffic and very easily plug and play. And that's one of the advantages of Stag as well as of Microsoft, who we're very well aligned with also.
Okay, why is it called Stag Philippines? When I first heard the name, I was thinking to myself, what kind of company is this?
When the company first started, we were a partnership, and it was
Okay.
Stolk and Associates.
Okay.
So we had taken the first two letters of our name, the last two letters of our partner's name, and put them together. It's a catchy name.
Yes.
People won't very soon forget it, although it does have some negative connotations also.
Okay, tell us how you see the industry growing in the next couple of years.
You know, we all know that in the U.S. especially, there's been a major shakedown.
Yes.
And we actually look at this as a very positive event, both for us and for the Philippines in general. A lot of the companies that are folding up in the U.S. now had no place being there in the first place. You know, to launch a company and spend millions of dollars when you don't actually have a revenue model is not good business.
Yes.
You really need to. We're focused on fundamentals.
Okay.
We want to make sure we want our partners to succeed, and in order to do that, they have to have a business model that has an out. So we think that the current situation is going to be healthy for the Philippines. We get a preview of what happened in the U.S. So that we can try and keep that from happening here, as well as the fact that in the U.S. They still have the need for IT,
Yes.
and we can be a lower cost solution provider for U.S. companies as well.
Okay, as a last question, you talked about the shakedown in the U.S., and it seems that now investors are really trying to weed out who are the real companies and who are not. What would make them say that Stag Philippines has good prospects?
Well, number one is that we've been profitable. Now we
have the numbers to back you up.
We have the numbers to back us up. We reinvested. We've been reinvesting. Almost all of our profits are going back into the company to build the infrastructure, to build out our services. The main factor of Stag Philippines is that we have a viable business model. It's a proven business model. We aren't the only ones doing it, although we are improving on it. But there is actually a revenue model there.
Yeah. Okay, so there's something to back it up. There's fundamentals.
Absolutely.
Okay, Chris, thank you very much for coming on the show, and good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And Stock Market Live is going to take a very short break. We'll be back shortly. Please stay with us.